Mogel's good. This one.
I have once again gotten myself into some drama. I'm kind of injecting myself into this one, but for some context, if you missed Moist Critical's video yesterday, he talked about some streamer drama that's been going on and gave his take on it. I'll just give you this first little intro.
We're going to talk about a controversial
let's think about this, actually.
Fansly advertisements on Twitch.
Now, that's the new hot drama to talk about these days, and originally I wasn't going to say jack shit about this. I wasn't mentioned at all in this video or really in any of the other conversations that I've seen, but it kind of felt like this because the entire conversation has stemmed from the Streamer Awards, my girlfriend's event, and all the Fansly hate has been directed at her.
How do I stand up for myself?
Guys,
I have
Fansly hate Streamer Awards. Guys, what's up with chess boxing? Oh, this is event, I forgot.
And then me, with my chess boxing event, that the primary sponsor, the biggest funder of it was Fansly, sleeping soundly, snoozing. So I figured rather than just lie down and imagine none of it's happening, I'd at least give my opinion, my take on it. And if you don't know, for a little bit more context, Fansly is like an adult-oriented site where you can subscribe to get like usually risque, usually pornographic content from creators that you might know because oftentimes those creators are also Twitch streamers. It's kind of like OnlyFans, but they've dominated the gaming space based off their marketing efforts and who is making the content on the website. That's it. That's the skinny of it. You get it. Bing, bang, boom.
Well, you know what's kind of dank, though, is that MuKitty's main argument is pretty disgusting, but the rest is fine, right? But the main argument is pretty bad. Yeah, people think it's Chad. It's just kind of odd.
And it all started because during the Streamer Awards, which was also sponsored.
The main argument that consent is just dog shit. It's just trash. It's like, I mean, it's just dog shit. Yeah, literally.
By Fansly, this ad was played.
Free trial of some of our hottest creators. On top of that, sign in using your Twitch account and see which of your favorite streamers are already creating adult content on Fansly. Fansly has a whole algorithm dedicated to discovering new content and creators through the Fansly For You feature. Swipe and discover today.
A very tame giggle as if some...
Nah, okay, I'm done. Look at this shit, look at this shit, look at this shit.
Sup.
That was cool argument. It's by your friends. I don't think you get it. Brother. She quite literally, right, says that it's hypocritical to promote adult content made consensually to people making adult content from streamers non-consensually. I think that's just kind of disgusting. It's just trashy. It's trashy.
Someone came.
Yeah, and people were calling Charlie a hypocrite from this because he didn't admonish it, but he did admonish Aiden Ross showing porn to his viewers. And Charlie basically spends 12 minutes telling you 12 different ways why those are not the same thing. And then at the end also adds on that I also don't think it's okay to have Fansly as a sponsorship. So really, Charlie did nothing wrong in this situation. But me, I'm watching this. I'm eating my popcorn. I'm like, hey, they are different. I do think showing porn.
I watch. Yeah, go ahead. Just saying, I'm hypocritical because I watch titties bouncing. Titties bouncing are meant to be consumed as titties bouncing. If some girl is fully clothed, right, and you take her face and you make animated titties bouncing and you make her naked and you sell that, it's not the same as somebody who sells themselves naked the picture that they took approve of. Not the same thing at all. Not the same at all.
Porn directly is different than a website that could link porn. And then he was like, but Fansly sponsors are also bad. And I was like, oh, son of a bitch, I do those. I do those a lot, in fact. Now, to wrap up real quickly the Streamer Awards thing, here's Cutie reacting to the ad.
On top of that, sign
Probably should have seen these ads before he played them.
in using your Twitch.
She's honest there. She said she didn't look at these ads before they're played, which sometimes that's how sponsors operate. But me watching them, I'm like, oh, okay, so chess boxing was presented by Fansly, title sponsor, literally in the title itself. I had a whole dramatic reveal.
What's going on in the middle of the ring? Look up. Because we have the Fansly Sky table. Holy smokes!
I mean, you can't get more dramatic. Look, Look at me.
This table will be where the magic happens, not just for Super Smash Bros.
I had people cheering for a goddamn table. And that's not where it's ended. I mean, obviously, Germa's used Fansly before, which he was on the stage with me. Fansly instant replay from his baseball event.
Just rips the cover off that ball.
And then in a show that I hosted with XQC, Juiced, I got...
Also, I hope he's not mad at me for calling him out, okay? Because I didn't want to throw him under the bus for not knowing about the sponsor. He knows. I didn't know. And yeah, once I knew, I approved of it. I didn't know what the way it was. The way I worded it was fine. I just hope he's not molding.
Fansly as the sponsor. That was the main sponsor that we were able to secure.
I wanted to feel bad for
originally, the sponsor that I used to use all the time, the one that would always be reliable for me, was Coinbase. Coinbase sponsored my Mogul Money. They were supposed to sponsor XQC's Juice, and XQC signed off on that. He was like, "Yeah, I love Coinbase," and then everybody was like, "Crypto's way too cringe." And Coinbase let go a lot of people, and they were struggling, so stopped using them as a whole. But here's a point to talk about: what is okay and not okay to use as a sponsor. And the answer, kind of boring. It's what is aligned with your ethics and morals, what you personally think is okay. And that should be different for everybody. But there's generally like a guardrail, like you're at a bowling alley, but you keep hitting the gutter. So you get the guardrail of what is okay and not okay according to like the public conscious. The way I determine it is the same way I just said it. It's what aligns with my ethics and morals. So it's kind of subjective. But I'll tell you before I jump into exactly what I'm cool with and not cool with about my ethos as a whole. Because when I switched over to YouTube, I made a specific mental switch that I would no longer get money directly from my viewers. And I put that in quotes because at the end of the day, I still only get money because of my viewers, but I get them from their views and their attention rather than their wallets directly. And before YouTube, I made a specific mental switch that I would no longer get money directly from my viewers. And I put that in quotes because at the end of the day, I still only get money because of my viewers, but I get them from their views and their attention rather than their wallets directly. And before that, most of my...
I can never. Boom. What the fuck are you on about? What the fuck are you on about? Boom. What are you on about? How is that anything to do with me?
Money came from subscribers or donations. But since I've switched over to YouTube, I changed all of my subscribers or memberships to $1. And I stopped all donations. They're all capped at $10. And I don't even get any of those dollars anyway. They go directly to my moderators. It just felt weird to me to receive dozens, if not hundreds, if not thousands of dollars from an individual when I know I'm doing very well because YouTube signed me a big old paycheck. Thank you, Susan. Please sign it again. That's the gist. So I would rather be getting like a few pennies for your views and for your attention from different sponsors, from YouTube ad rolls.
Sorry about that. Hold up.
Than I would money from you directly. Does that make sense? That was a switch I made. Which, by the way, people I think are more and more making a decision that they don't like advertising. They don't like free stuff. Maybe they prefer a paid subscription service where you don't have to watch ads. That might be like a cultural shift, which I would just have to adapt to. So anyway, let's get to my ethics and morals of what I think's cool, what I think's not cool. Why did I take a Fansly sponsorship? If you guys don't know, it's kind of a downturn right now. There's not a lot of people who are
Look at that. Abusing mentally ill men, ethically okay. Listen, I get it. It's a tough time for some men, okay, out there that don't have any riz and don't have any girls at them. And there's a big problem with men overall. I understand. Yeah, me too. Yeah, sure. Right? Overly victimizing males to the point of justifying all the act and going after everybody is not the solution. Okay. Whenever you're not getting girls and like that, right? When there's these systems in place, right? You're not getting abused. You choose to go to systems. You are an adult. You choose your actions. You choose what you partake in, right? If you get rolled because some girl is streaming herself in her bedroom or something, listen, I hate to say it, you fucking deserve it. I'm sorry to tell you. If you to wake up, if you give money to some cam girl for her to say your name and say, oh yeah, Brett, you're a fucking moron. It is time for you to wake up. You will never build a relationship online from some bullshit streaming dynamic that you're a viewer and you're gonna go. You will never, especially that does not help by money, donating, and if you donate and you get rolled because they don't give you what you want, they didn't abuse the mentally ill. You scammed yourself because you are a cuck. All right, I hope you understand that.
Out and about trying to sponsor events, at least not as many as there were a year or 2 years ago. It has dried up a lot. So Fansly has been one of the more reliable sponsors to work with. And honestly, I've been talking to them about sponsoring more events later this year. So, you know, I did say that I'm only guided by my ethics and morals. That was kind of a lie. I'm also guided by what the viewers would think is cool. For example, a sponsor wants you to look at their ad to maybe sign up for it. But if you guys all collectively decided, or the majority did, that the sponsor I'm using is super cringe, well, then it'd be a failure of a sponsorship. You guys would all shit on it. The sponsor would be upset. They wouldn't be happy with me. I wouldn't be happy because I'm not succeeding in creating a broadcast that's sustainable that I can do again in the future. So I would stop doing it. So there is another guiding principle, and that's all to say that your voice matters in this situation. If you're like, hey, Ludwig, Fansly's too far, or hey, Ludwig, I don't like when you did it with Coinbase, that'd be chill. In fact, that's part of why I stopped using Coinbase in the first place. Now, for me, maybe this is my European background. I care.
Learn a thing from Ludwig, yeah. Bro, did you not listen to the part where he did the sponsorship?
Care less about porn. I care less about nudity. I don't have this in my mind. A group of kids who I'm concerned about saving, and that's how I decide every moral or ethical decision is what these group of kids that are imaginary would care about. We should stop gambling because of the kids. We shouldn't show anything that's adult content because of the kids. We shouldn't advertise alcohol. I shouldn't do drinking streams because of the kids. I don't give a fuck about the kids. I don't cater my content directly towards kids. I do a lot of gambling. I do a lot of drinking. I do a lot of swearing. I wouldn't say that if you're a kid, I'm a channel that you should necessarily watch. Maybe this one because it's more drama. It's more straightforward. But my main channel, yeah, I get into some debauchery. I used to take a poker sponsor. I only stopped because not my ethics and morals, but it would be too hard to argue.
Oh my god.
And sponsored gambling specifically for slots, and then still allow sponsored poker, which I view as different. That's a different line to me, which some people might call me crazy for.
That is crazy. That is crazy. I don't know why. I'm not gonna say who, or what sponsor, or what site. There's a site you're still allowed to promote on this platform. And I know somebody who went on there, not mistaken. He went on there, okay, and he did a sponsor for them. Okay, and then he played poker on there, right? Poker, which is a skill game, which is that's really dumb to say, but whatever. Poker is a skill game for only the people that are very good at it. Okay, only people who make money out of poker overall, consistently, very slim amounts. Okay, most people lose money. Regardless, I still think it is gambling. Regardless. Anyway, did the sponsorship, and then, my man's, it's like this on a lot of websites. Couldn't withdraw because he had to wait a certain amount of time. The site stalls him out to cash out, right? My man's goes to the menu of the website, goes to slots, loses all of it, right? And then you got me thinking, wait a minute. Poker sites, a lot of some of them have casino tabs. And casino tabs, right? They have slots and shit, and those are still able to be promoted on this website. And I'm like, yo, and I think that's. When you're 2 clicks away, I mean, dude.
The way I see it is sponsored gambling, like slots or blackjack, has a house edge. You are guaranteed to lose money. It is an inevitable fact. The longer you play, the more money you will lose. And sponsored gambling is a little weird because I'm getting paid by this sponsor to gamble money I normally would not gamble, and then I would occasionally get wins I would not get and celebrate them as if they are as legitimate as any other win. I think that's weird. I think all sponsored gambling should stop. Having said that, I've never been against gambling content as a whole. If you go back to any of the videos I made about gambling,
I mean, that is me, but I agree with that. I agree with the opposite. I'm okay with that.
I always said end sponsored gambling, not end gambling. I love poker. Poker is one of the main games I played in college. I allegedly ran an illegal online poker ring for a while. And so I took poker sponsorships because you're playing against another human. And oftentimes when I was sponsored, it's because the house takes a rake, so they get a little bit of money, but you can still be a very winning player if you have studied more. And of course, you have luck and variance on your side. Anyway, but that's...
Bro, yo, poker is 100% gambling. It just is, okay? It just is. The population who plays poker as a whole don't make money out of poker. That's just the way it is, okay? You have to play it perfectly. You have to be good. You have to be extremely good. You have to be you have to be calm. You need to have emotional control to play your hands the way they should be played, and not be emotional when you're on a downswing, and understand the concept of mathematical variance with the numbers. It's a numbers game. Even if you're down a crazy amount and you played your hands right, you got unlucky, you have to play with the variance. That's just how poker is. But at the end of the day, that's not what most people are. And even if you say you are, you probably suck at it. That's why, and you're not making money. So it's gambling.
That's kind of where my line is. I don't take a lot of sponsors for things that I'm against using. That's kind of where I make my line, right? It's like if I wouldn't play this gotcha game, then yeah, I probably shouldn't play it on stream for 2 hours because it's a little disingenuous. But sometimes I also break that too, right? I was sponsored by G Fuel for a while, but I was still drinking coffee every morning. Now I'm no longer sponsored by them because I think they're kind of a piece of shit company. But a lot of the streamers who are sponsored by G Fuel don't even drink that shit. It's way too much caffeine and taurine, and they just get a little cup of coffee in the morning, and then they pretend to drink G Fuel. Is that chill?
Guys, this is why why I didn't drink them. I asked twice of my manager to ask for us to sit to my house. I haven't gotten it. I got the fridge. I don't have any product, dude. Guys, I don't have any product. I don't have product.
Right? What about people who are sponsored by gotcha games? You know, do you think that's chill? What about VPN services that overhype their quality? What about free to download extensions that save you deals but might also sell your data? Is that chill to advertise? I think the reality is that everybody will draw the line right below what they do, and then maybe admonish everything below that line as well. Then everything above that line is okay with them, and they have no problems with. But the power of the viewer is to change that line. So if you see a streamer or creator that you like, that you think is being a little too liberal with where they push their line, then you tell them to lift that line. You tell them to get a little more strict. Hey, I don't like it when you have Fansly as a sponsor. I don't like it when you have Coinbase. I don't like it when you have a VPN. That's all very legitimate things to feel as a viewer.
If you know this is true, I agree with that. You're not always right either, but
and the feedback, I promise you, is always read, and whether it's acted on or not is to the judgment of the streamer. And I'm an open guy, so I'm down. I'm down for a conversation to figure out what's what. In my mind, an adult-oriented site doesn't bother me. I think it's fine. I think porn is chill, and people can look at porn. And a site like Fansly, where the creator directly profits off of it, as opposed to all the shit that happens on the more conventional sites like Pornhub, is a wholly good thing. And I don't generally mind doing it. I don't generally cater my content towards kids, and I don't consider the kids when I'm making my content. When I'm making a literal,
I get it. Here's what he did. I'm never calling him out. Lud did this. The problem is the porn part. The fact that kids watch, right? And when these things align, that's a problem. This video, in my opinion, I think Ludwig we did, he found a loophole. He explained one, explained another, and then it seems like they don't line up in the same instance. But that's kind of what he did. He explained how to sponsor and then the kid thing. So then it's like 1 and 1 instead of like both at the same time. So the problem is both at the same time. That's the problem. I don't think you ever explained at the same time. Am I wrong?
Event that people are supposed to punch each other in the face, where half the time I'm getting drunk on stream or taking a gummy and playing Super Auto Pets. I'm not thinking about the kids. I'm not like, oh, should I be a good influence here? All I'm trying to do is be a good person to the world and make things that I find entertaining and I watch. That's it. So anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know. Thought I'd just give my 2 cents on this. I've been rambling for a little bit now, but I hope you have a good one.
So, okay, so I agree with his like half. Same as Ludwig. The only problem is that if you choose to do for all and do that, you have to make sure to at least cover your ass with the safeguards that are available. So using 18 plus, even though it's a small thing, and the tag in the title, if you take a sponsor that has a porn and you want to say fuck it, if I have kid viewers, so be it. But I'll put the safeguard, right? I think that's called covering your ass. I think it's the bar for the minimum that you should be doing. But if you don't do that, then the argument that it's aligned can be made and probably will be made, probably make you look bad. Does that make sense or not? Guys, listen, if I say my content is for this, okay, it's a meter, okay, it's a meter. This age is 0, okay, this is age 100. If I say, yo guys, when I go live, okay, I make my content. Oh man, what the fuck? When I go live, this is my content. I make it for whoever the fuck consumes it. I don't care. I just do my thing, right? I think that's his mentality. Also my mentality. I just do whatever. I do whatever I enjoy doing. If that ends up being towards or somebody who's 100 years old or 15, well, so be it, right? But that's how it is. So he's saying that unless you target this part, right, which is children, what can we call this? Child. If you target children with your content, and then you promote like things like porn or gamba and smoking, well, it's just shitty. I mean, that's a problem. It's a massive problem. It's not only unethical, it's partially probably illegal in some ways, I think. The way you do it. Depending on what's being promoted, I would do it. Why is it break ticket? I'm not even done with my ticket. So what I'm saying is that he says that his content he doesn't give a fuck. It's for all. So his ad, right, is in the same mindset of that, right? It's not meant for children, but of course there's probably some children viewers and they're gonna see the ad. Hold up. But then I agree with that. It's not even a bad mentality, except I think if you do have this mentality, the best you could do is at least have one barrier on your side, not on the app side, on your side. It's the 18 plus filter that says, yo guys, today's broadcast and sponsor is offered, okay? And the sponsor part of it, and this one, is 18 plus only. So adult and up. But it's not a big barrier. It's at least you're covering your ass because you at least make an effort so that, yeah, it's for everybody. But I want you guys to know that this part, which is kind of like porn or whatever, is not for the small. It's for the 18 plus. Boom. That's it. I think that's as much as you can ask out of somebody. At least do the minimum. If you want to leave them to sponsor, what's up with porn in it? Thoughts? I mean, no joke because I just don't get what chat like actually.
Happy 29 months, Pog.
Because chat has a pattern of wanting to shit on everything, yeah? And the ones that start getting proven wrong, they don't want to listen anymore. They just want to move on. And I'm kind of getting tired of this shit, to be honest. Sometimes, like, brother, like the reality is that if you're gonna talk shit, don't talk shit if you're not ready for a discussion to be proven wrong. Otherwise, it's just disingenuous. Yeah, that's how it is.
Yo, this is X on the beat, yo. Okay.
You heard my voice as well.
That S. Anyone knows that boy? I don't know, he's just so soy. Anyone knows that boy? I don't know, he's just so soy.